What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer and I'm back with another review. Finally, after 168 hours, I have finally beaten Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It has been a long ass journey, and this will be a non spoiler review, so I won't get into too much of the story details here. I'll probably release maybe a spoiler uh, review, and that one will pretty much mainly focus on like certain parts of the story of what I did like, didn't like, and stuff like that. So this one will just be non spoiler, and I'll just go over the few things like I usually do. So yeah, enough of me talking. Let's get into it. Since I can't dive too far into it in this spoiler free review, I just want to get my overall thoughts on the story out of the way since it'll be the shortest segment in this video. But overall, I really did like this game. I thought the way the story continued off from Remake was perfectly done, and they managed to capture so many moments in the original, but also put in a fresh twist on them. And then obviously there are certain story changes. I know there's some that are, again, I don't want to get too that deep into it, so let me just say there are ones that I liked, ones that I wouldn't say I disliked, but I would have rather kept that original, like the original. But overall, I think the story of this game and the way they expanded things and just ramped things up at the same time was just absolutely fantastic, and I am so excited for part 3 to see where this story goes. But yeah, man, I loved it. I thought it was fan freaking tastic. Did an amazing job adapting this game for a more modern era while still retaining so many elements of the original. Again, fan freaking tastic. Next up, the overall graphics and performance of the game. Now, I want to reiterate, I've said this before, but I have an old TV. It's 1080 60 on a good day. So I really can't get the benefit of like 4K and HDR and all that crazy nonsense. I don't have that. So for me, I played performance mode, and I have to say, even in performance mode, visually, I thought the game looked fantastic. Yes, there was pop in and some visual hiccups here and there with the clarity of the game and blurriness and stuff like that. Just like everybody else has said, this people have gone over this a bunch of times. But for me, the game looked fine. It looked great, and it ran beautifully. I ran performance mode, and again, while there were a few hiccups here and there, overall I had a very smooth experience. And just in general, this game is phenomenal, from the loading times, from the fast traveling, especially as how big these areas and the world is here. I mean, this is a next gen game. This was a PS5 game. I could understand why they probably couldn't have done this on PS4. I mean, sure, the graphics aren't like photorealistic, but the sheer size and density of all the locations we go to, and just how much is in each area is ridiculous, and it all looks beautiful. So yeah, for me, graphically and performance wise, I thought the game ran beautifully and looked beautiful. And that's for me, because again, I don't have a high end TV. I have a very low end TV. So for me, this was perfect. This was beautiful. And honestly, like the minor flaws here and there in graphics and performance are little blips to the overall greatness that was this game. The last and main thing I want to go over in this spoiler-free review is the gameplay. And honestly, it was sublime. From being able to explore these open regions, again, so packed and beautifully crafted. I mean, there were times where I completely forgot I had a chocobo, and I just walking. I was just walking towards these areas that corners of the regions where there was really nothing but maybe a little side visual aspect, like a little church or something there, that really had nothing to do with any side quest or anything of the story. It was just beautiful, and it just ran beautifully as well, being able to hop over things, having that traversal mechanic, which is something I think obviously that remake didn't have, and was this was better. This was better being able to just having some verticality. And again, remake couldn't really have that because you were in a city, a flat surface, so there was really not much verticality to be had in that game. But still, the verticality in the regions here were fantastic, and the way you were able to traverse them was also great. Handling the chocobo was awesome. The one thing that was a little bit cumbersome, I would say, is the buggy. I would have preferred maybe having a chocobo over the buggy just because of how cumbersome it was at times, and also like having to constantly go like watch that animation of them stepping out, them climbing back in. It got a little dragging there. But obviously, the main thing is the combat. I think this is the best combat in any Final Fantasy game. I think that's what I feel, cuz everything that remake did, it was done here better. From just the speed and flow of combat, the ATB commands, the mobility each character had, because it was nice to see they all had like unique movements, so not everyone felt the same. And yeah, man, like it was just so good. And I honestly think the synergy abilities and synergy skills are the best addition ever, and I truly hope they keep them in the third game and expand on them. Like in this game, it was only up to two people. Only two people had synergy abilities together, and that's it. And even then, there were some characters that didn't have synergy abilities with each other at all. If I'm not mistaken, there were like a few that just didn't have synergy abilities with each other. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think top of my head. I think a few of them just didn't have any, or either that or they had a united refocus and that was it. Like, because again, I'm trying to think. I don't think like Tifa and Aerith. I don't think they had synergy skills or abilities together. I could be wrong. No, no, they had synergy abilities, synergy skills, but not synergy abilities. Again, unless it's just united refocus and that was it. So yeah, I would love to see an expanded form of that in three, where you get the whole party in there. You get more abilities with each character having, teaming up with each other. Obviously, things will not everyone's gonna get a chance, but I would just love to see more expanded on that, because I think because again I the combat in this game was just so dense. There was just so much you can do, from perfect parries to the synergy abilities to synergy skills, summons. I went through so much trouble getting these summons. I barely used them, if I used them at all. I barely used the summons in the game, where it could have probably made my life so much easier if I had summoned something during the more troubling fights. I never did. I just I just kept brute forcing it with just the characters and not doing summons at all. There's just so much you can do and so much you can customize for each of your characters, and it's just all felt so fantastic, and it felt fun. Like that's the main thing about this game overall, is that this game was fun. Like there are times when in Final Fantasy games when there's like side activities, side quests, and I tend to do them, but sometimes they'll be like really dead brain boring, and I really won't pay attention to them. Every side activity and side quest in this game was fun, and it kept my attention. I didn't just blindly pass through the dialogue. Like I was engaged. It was just so good. And then obviously I can go into the gold saucer and all the stuff in there. I will say the 3D brawler minigame, my least favorite, just because of like it's so hard to read the moves that are coming out, and the animations meant to like to dodge the moves to counterattack. It was just really just cumbersome, and just like I just did not like it. Queen's Blood, the new card game, was amazingly fantastic. Loved everything about it. except for one thing, which again I will not get into because it's spoiler free. The G bike, it was fine, but there was really nothing all that exciting about it. The one that was created though that was really cool was the new space flight one. I forget, Space Ranger. That one I did not see coming, and that was actually really fun. Obviously, we did not get the snowboarding minigame, but they do hint at it. There's like totally hints on there saying that it's coming, so we can expect that in number three. But yeah, like just every side activity, mini game, side content was all most of it was super fun. Except for me, there was just one, which is the 3D brawler, which I just didn't really care for just because of certain aspects of it. But yeah, that's just the main thing. This game was just so fun and so engaging from top to bottom. And that is all I can really say. Again, I don't want to go into too much because like those stuff are story wise I don't really want to get into, and even some of the uh mini games, the things I didn't really like about them, I also would be spoilers, and I don't want to do that. I'll leave that for my spoiler review. But yeah, that's all I would. That's it for this review. Overall, I just want to say I love this game. I want it to do so well, so badly. I want part three. We know that's not gonna come for like the next 3 years. They said or something like that. 2027, I want to say. So here's hoping they actually keep to that time frame. I know there's been some talk that Rebirth isn't selling well and all that good stuff, and I'm really hoping that you know they're able to just beat those odds and just continue to, because this is one of the best Final Fantasy games ever made, ever made. I mean, we can go and look at all previous Final Fantasy games, and they're all fantastic. Like I love 10. I really liked the original 7. I I really loved 9 actually. Didn't care much for 8. It was, I think I passed that one. I play 14, which I actually have to catch up on. So like I've have a I've played my fair share of Final Fantasy games. And this is by far one of the best Final Fantasy games ever. Like, notwithstanding that it's a remake, not even about that. Like, in general, singular, it is by far one of the best Final Fantasy games ever. And I highly, 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 highly recommend it for anyone who likes RPGs, action adventure games, and just I would recommend this game to everyone and anyone because it is just so fun, so addictive, and so good. But those are my thoughts. That's my review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you played Rebirth? Have you beat it? Do you think I'm crazy and wrong? Let me know because I would love to hear what you guys thought. I would love to get your feedback. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. You can check out my YouTube, my Twitch. You can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/JustAGamerInc, all together one word, or you can click the link below. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.